listening to this Belly Up Sports Podcast Network product. Some said we go belly up, so we made it our name, and we're still here.
Hello and welcome. Oh, forgot to take that off for anyone who's watching the video version of this. But hello, this is Anthony. Nick could not join us today. TJ's running a little late, but I don't want to start too late in the night for everybody else who do have a guest. So I'm joined by Sal and Matt. What's going on, guys?
What's going on?
What's up?
Nothing much. Just living the life, except for being very depressed about my New York Rangers. So
Yeah.
Yeah, the usual trick that we've been doing, the third period bourbons have been working pretty well, except for tonight.
Not tonight.
The funny thing is that, go ahead, Matt. Sorry.
Well, at least with the bourbon, it's twofold. It's either a celebratory drink or it's I need to forget about this game drink.
Yeah. Right now it's that one. That's why I think the third period bourbon works perfectly, because it's like it's towards the end of the game. Is the game out of reach, or you're gonna have your heart broken in the third period? So it's either way.
Right.
You know, it's needed. But
Yeah.
All right, here he is, TJ.
Hey.
He looks like he's. I would say he's seething. People on the audio right now, he just gave him a middle finger, because I don't blame him. It was a really shitty game. It was lack of, I don't know. They were on their heels the entire third period. We'll get to it. I don't want to get to it now, because we're going to talk about David.
Yeah,
TJ.
I'm gonna bite my tongue because
it's very frustrating, and I really hate the Hurricanes crowd at this point, considering that we can't have Ranger fans there because they banned everyone out of the area buying tickets.
Put it this way: trigger warning. If you voted for Joe Biden and you believe in a billion different genders, tune the fuck out, because I will hurt you in ways that you will not be able to recover from. There's going to be salty language, and you may throw yourself off the Golden Gate Bridge. And I don't care. Don't care.
Okay. Why are Ranger fans not allowed at the building?
Because Carolina Hurricanes are the softest fan base in the world.
Given
that Carolina hasn't seen real ice, natural occurring ice ever in their fucking lives, given the fact that they're not a hockey town, that if you ask somebody what a two-line pass is, they would say, I have no idea what the fuck you're talking about, but the Circle K is down that way. Okay. They have absolutely no idea about hockey, but they want to keep fans that actually have money to spend and want to travel to see their team play out of the arena. That's what you call a shitty fucking maneuver and a shitty move to protect your sensitive fans instead of progressing the game. Why wouldn't you want to bring money into that town that the arena's in? I can only imagine that's the only other thing that. Yeah, soft-serve ice cream. The only other thing I can think in that town that makes money is probably like the fucking world's biggest bowl of yarn. Because, let's face it, there's nothing going on there.
Because we know the Panthers don't bring any crowd in either.
Zero crowd.
Yeah, no.
They think a two-line pass is something you do in the bathroom.
Absolutely.
That's actually really funny. Speaking of cocaine, let's get into WWE wrestling. So we have our guest here today. We have Ryan from the No Credentials Required podcast. So Ryan, what's going on? Thanks for joining us today.
Hey, thanks for having me. So I just want to let TJ know I did not vote for Joe Biden, and I don't believe in 98 genders. Although I do identify as an Apache attack helicopter.
I love it.
That's
I love it. Guns
I think
ablazing.
TJ would accept that as a gender.
That's more accurate than any of the other things I get thrown at my way online every day. It's like, really? Dude, I you know what? Like, I hate going political, but did you see today somebody asked, like one of the senators asked somebody, I think it was from Twitter or something like that, do you think that men can get pregnant? And she said yes, and everybody snickered.
Just saw that. I just saw that.
Like, come on.
I can't.
I have no problem making
can't
people
imagine which one. It's probably from my state.
Dude, I have no problem making people feel comfortable, and if you want to feel a certain way about yourself, that's great. But how can you just dismiss biology? It's you know what? I identify as a New York Ranger tonight. I want my $30 million contract, and I will be down in Carolina for Game 2. I got to go pack.
All right. So wait, I don't have Nick's not here today, so we don't have Nick's.
Oh, we don't have the soundboard.
We don't have the soundboard, so I just came up with a
man.
theme real quick that I found. Let's see if this works. So WWE
Knock on my
wrestling
door.
trivia.
Oh, sorry.
This is not good.
Was that Mortal Kombat?
No, it's The Rock. I went to the movie The Rock. I went to go look for the Rock theme song.
Okay.
And The Rock movie came on instead of The Rock wrestler, so I played that instead.
Close.
Could you even hear it?
We're just go home and fuck the prom queen.
Yeah, exactly.
Carla was the
reason
prom
why
queen.
I played it. So I will be honest with you guys. I had a very busy day at work. I do have 4 questions. I'm coming up with the 5th while we're doing this stuff.
Nice on the fly. I love it.
So this is live, but good news. Despite me being busy with work, I do have a clip.
Nice.
Ooh.
But just to remind everyone, this is presented by Shocked Energy. So I used to give the promo code here, but apparently our promo code doesn't work. So
What? We got the boot already? Wow.
no, I don't know what it was. For some reason, it doesn't work. So later on, I'm going to tweet out. If anyone really wants some Shock Energy, just tweet at me. I'll send you a link via Twitter. Go to @Scoreboard. Go to @Scored Addicts Pod, and I'll send you the link for to get some 10% off Shocked Energy.
I need my fix, man. Come on.
Yeah, the way I'm feeling, I could have used that today.
Shocked Energy just will send me some samples, and they haven't sent it yet. So they may not be having a sponsorship for much longer.
That's why the promo code doesn't work.
That's what the promo code works. So here's our first clip of the day.
Shut up, bitch.
That's just a classic one. But who is The Rock talking to in this clip?
Ooh.
Oh.
You
We
see
don't
it
have
all
any
the
fake
time on
reviews.
Twitter.
It is all the time on Twitter. It's great. I love that clip.
It's a good clip. Meme worthy, that clip.
Oh yeah, it definitely is.
Can you play that again?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Shut up, bitch.
Okay, he still has hair, and it's JR and the King on the mic.
The funny thing is, I actually used that this weekend because I did it for when the Pens crowd kept saying Igor.
I saw that, yeah.
So
That was good.
I put Chris Kreider said this, and it was "Shut up, bitch."
I want to see who's talking to Kurt Angle.
Oh, so I didn't explain the rules to you.
Oh, okay.
This happens.
Well, that would help.
This happens. So what we do is I usually forget to explain the rules to our guests. This is probably every episode because I have like the typical guys. I have Nick, I have Sal, and Matt, and TJ who always know how to do it. I
Just
always
turn
used
to a drinking game. If you forget to explain the rules, take a drink.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forget to explain the rules.
Sip the bourbon.
I should probably just sip the bourbon now.
I have iced tea, so yeah.
Whichever way. It doesn't matter what it is. But so
That's
basically
normal.
what we do is we write down the answers. We get a pen and paper, and then we go around the horn. Everyone gives their answer. So Ryan, if you're gonna go with Kurt Angle, I think
I'll
everyone
write
has their answer by now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you would be wrong,
Ah,
and TJ would also be wrong. Matt and Sal, who'd
I
you have?
made sure to spell it out this way this time. Triple
Okay.
H.
Triple H.
You guys are both correct. And Matt, you're correct there.
Really? I did. You know what it is? It's the way he looks at him with such like disdain and disrespect. It just seemed like it was somebody like Kurt Angle or somebody beneath him.
I didn't know it was Triple H until I looked back on that clip. But Yeah, it was.
That was their last singles match too, Rock and Triple H on that Monday Night Raw.
Oh, was it really?
Yeah.
Little history lesson.
There you go.
Wow. Well, question number 2. There's kind of a theme to these episodes, to the rest of the questions, not the first one, but the rest of the theme. You'll hopefully catch on eventually. This superstar was born on July 14th, 1971, and despite his roughneck, redneck themed personality, he was born in New York City. Who is this superstar? Tough one. Tough one. We're being really quiet.
We need like some theme music.
Yeah, we need it.
We need Jeopardy music.
We need Nick to do it.
Well, that's why it's so quiet because Nick is in here. Usually he's rambling about,
That's actually really true. He's probably telling you a story about how somebody born in New York City in 1971 got murdered.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly. Yeah.
It's something usual like that.
Mm-hmm.
Or some movie that took place.
Yeah. I'm really trying to come up with a good question for Final Jeopardy here, and I'm having a really tough time.
I'll text you a good question. I got one.
But then you're gonna know the answer.
Oh,
That's the problem, Matt.
that's okay.
This does not help me.
I think I'm locked in, but I'm not sure. So,
Well, only time will tell.
What year was it that he was born?
He was born in 1971.
Yeah, that's fucking me up.
Yeah, that's the one that's fucking you up.
it's such an odd
because
year.
it's an age group that it's.
I think I'm right. I'm not sure though.
I don't know. Yeah, I'm.
All right. Well, what we're
You
gonna
got to
do
listen
is
to the clues. Listen to the clues.
It's 51 years old. That's nothing. That's practically a fucking baby.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go around the
Seriously.
horn because we're wasting more time. Sal, speaking of babies, not
JBL.
he's a babies. He's just so young. JBL. Wrong.
Really?
Matt.
I have JBL as well. John Bradshaw Layfield. Wow.
Edge. No, that is wrong. He's
Trying to
Canadian.
guess a fucking
He's from Toronto.
Yeah.
50-year-old guy.
Ryan.
I don't know.
Oh fuck.
I said Crash Holly.
No, it was not Crash Holly. It was Bubba Ray Dudley.
Oh,
Wow.
I should have known that.
That was a good one, right?
That was a good one. Nice.
Yes, it was, sir. Yes, it was.
Wow. And this guy said he didn't have time to make the questions today.
I did, and I really drew these together, and I'm still throwing this last one together.
Dude, my buddy does all the trade shows with the autographs and WWE memorabilia, and he said Bubba Ray's a dick.
I've
Really?
met him once.
Yeah.
I met him at a club once. He's huge. He's ginormous.
Yeah.
He's a big guy, right? Yeah.
He said he's
His he-
like, he told me he's not the nicest guy in the world. He said, you know, I don't know who really is awesome is fucking, what's his name? Kevin Nash was just awesome.
Oh, that's
I've heard
cool.
that.
He
I've
said Kevin
heard
Nash
he's
is
really
just a
nice.
sweetheart.
Really? Kevin Nash? That's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, question number 3, and this is involving one of my favorite stables. My friend says I look like Pete Gas. So I figured one.
You do.
What city did the Mean Street Posse debut in?
Oh,
The debut of the Mean Street
The
Posse.
city?
I'm never
What
gonna be
city
able to get
was
that.
it?
The city.
I know, like, what city they were from.
Yeah, me too.
It doesn't really help you.
I'm gonna put that down. I don't even know if that's how you spell it.
You know what? I was thinking the same thing. I was like, you know what? Nick's not here, so it's okay. It's not a spelling bee. It's
if
a
you
trivia
don't
game.
spell it correctly, you'd be wrong.
Oh, hold on.
That wasn't stated before the question was read.
It's implied, Matthew. It's implied. All right, so we'll go around the horn. I hope you guys just wrote down random cities. Now I have this now, Matt. That means I am the judge, jury, and executioner.
You're Judge Judy and executioner.
I'm judge, jury.
Name the reference.
Yeah.
Name the movie reference.
I have a gavel here for those of the audio. All right, we're gonna start with the guest here. Ryan, just so you know, no pressure, but a guest is never won
Until it's
Buzz.
Well,
Right,
I'm on my way to continuing that trend. Apparently,
I want points. I want points for the Hot Fuzz movie reference.
hey, there you go,
was-
TJ.
We'll give it to him. We'll give it to him.
Nice.
Depending on how he answers his question, we'll tell him.
Well, I said I put my hometown of Albany, New York.
Ding, ding, ding. Whoa. Ryan nailed it. Give him an extra point. Give him 3 points for that one.
Yeah.
And if anyone notices now, there's a trend to this because Ryan is from New York as well. So I did a lot of New York themed questions.
Oh,
The rest by Ryan nailed it.
sneaky.
So Sal, Matt, and TJ, what do you guys got?
How many of us misspelled Greenwich, Connecticut?
I put GRENICH.
That's wrong. So you guys all
Yeah,
have credit?
I'm wrong.
You guys all have
I
Greenwich,
put
Connecticut?
Greenwich.
Yeah.
Is that not how you spell Greenwich?
I think it's like
Greenwich?
Greenwich, like as if like a sandwich. But
I missed the W.
You know
So
what? You
I
got it
couldn't
right.
spell it, so
That's
I put
Greenwich. Yeah, you got it
Stamford.
right.
Actually,
So I'm wrong
there is
either
a Greenwich, New York. It's in Washington County.
Partial points.
All right, so you guys are all wrong. Ryan got it right. We gave him an extra point for the Hot Fuzz reference. So, hey, you know what? Whatever gets it done.
That's it.
All right, question number 4. WrestleMania 10 or WrestleMania X took place at Madison Square Garden and had the main event of Bret Hart versus Yokozuna. However, the match that stole the show was between 2 wrestlers fighting over the undisputed Intercontinental Championship. Who were those wrestlers? I need to get them both for the correct 2 points. I keep forgetting to fill the air. All I hear is this, like the dead air we have, but all you hear is someone writing.
It's my marker, like right next to the microphone. I want the people to feel like they're here.
They feel it, and they feel like everyone's just thinking. And I keep
Yeah,
forgetting
right.
that we're audio too, because like the video is not that bad. No one really cares, but the audio part of it, just kind of sucks.
They're probably like, "Where are they?" So I'll just
They're
start rambling, being that I wrote my answer.
People
down.
probably just shut it off. They're like, I don't know, audio's not working.
But you want to know when the audio
Hear you.
will be working?
The audio is
audio's-
working. We're just really stupid.
But the audio is going to be working tomorrow night when Sal and myself go live with the
That's right.
Wrestling Addicts. Tune in.
Shut
Right.
up, bitch. Oh
I'm promoting us. God damn it.
I almost spit my coffee all over the fucking place.
It was Matt. That was what they call low hanging fruit.
Yeah.
At least I could have said something else, but I didn't.
Yeah, it's different than the it doesn't matter that Nick tries to get me on, so that's good.
Well, this has been the first trivia we've done without "come out, you rapist." So
Oh my
Well,
God,
I mean,
yeah.
there's
We're
still one
maturing,
more
we're
question, so
yeah. All right, we'll go around the horn. We'll go Sal, Matt, TJ, and Ryan.
I put
Answer.
Shawn Michaels and Razor Ramon.
That is correct. Give yourself 2 points.
I have Rizzo Ramon and Shawn Michaels.
That is correct. TJ.
Dude, I'm wrong. I just threw a shot in the dark. I put Lex Luger and Kurt Hennig.
I love the shot in the dark now. It's pretty
Just
awesome.
throwing things out there. Why the fuck not?
Ryan.
Right time
How'd you
period.
do?
Yeah.
I said HBK versus Reza Ramon in the first ever ladder match.
That's actually incorrect. It was Shawn Michaels and
Oh.
I'm just joking. That's a running joke. So I've actually once messed up an answer, told everyone they were wrong, and then I gave the answer. Everyone was like, "Didn't we were all right?" So whenever somebody gives a different name that I have for my answer, I do that. It's a running joke.
Because he
Would you also would you also have taken Diamond Stud as Razor, instead of Razor Ramon?
We may have. I would look at Sal. Be like, Sal, Sal's my actual like judge.
I don't know.
Like,
Rook
Sal,
doesn't know
you
who
I would've
British
took it.
Bulldog is, so I know that. I'm dumb.
Yeah, definitely. All right. So we have question 5 here, Ryan. How it works? This is final Jeopardy question. Sal's going to go through the points. He's going to tell everybody how much the points each person has, and they're able to risk it for question 5. So,
All right.
Sal, what are the points total so far?
I have 4. Ryan has 5. Matt has 4, and TJ with 0.
No, make PJ 0 into a 2 because I'm going to give it to him. On a
All
rough
right.
day. The Rangers lost in overtime.
Yeah.
Hot Fuzz. He knew it was Hot Fuzz.
He knew it was Hot Fuzz.
Yeah.
I
That's
didn't
such a
know it was
great
Hot
movie.
Fuzz. I knew I heard it from somewhere.
That
So give
movie's so
TJ
good.
2. He's only going to risk none of them.
I'm gonna
No,
risk two.
TJ
I'm
wins.
going
This is
all
how
in. All
TJ
two.
wins.
All right,
All two.
everyone's. So what's everyone risking? Everyone's all in.
All in.
TJ's all in.
I'm all in with my fake 2.
Ryan's with the 4.
Well, I got. Everyone else got 4. I got 5. So
He's breaking
Yeah,
that
why not?
streak. He's gonna break the
He
streak.
wants to, so if everyone else gets it wrong besides Ryan, we will be in. Well, actually, if everyone gets it wrong, Ryan would still win. So
Yeah, he would.
all right. Hopefully, this question's tough enough to keep our guests from winning. 2008 Royal Rumble took place in New York City at Madison Square Garden. John Cena returned to win the Rumble, but what was the main event for the SmackDown brand and who won? Main event of the SmackDown brand. So obviously at this point, there was a split, SmackDown Raw, and there was one for SmackDown, one for Raw. Tell me who was the 2 wrestlers now? Who won?
You mean the SmackDown main event, like the?
The SmackDown brand main event before the Royal Rumble.
Okay.
Not the Royal Rumble is not the main event. Just I mean, it is the main event, but I'm saying it's the SmackDown brand main event on that night. Who was fighting?
I was actually at this Royal Rumble.
So was I, which is
Yes,
why
you
I
were.
which is why I pulled that out of my ass. I needed a question 5 that was New York related. And I was like, wait, I went to a wrestling event in New York.
No.
And that was the Royal Rumble.
That's where my wrestling pay-per-view chair collection started.
Yeah, it was. Remember you bought it from that kid?
Yep.
No, actually, you didn't buy it from him.
All
He
right.
wouldn't sell it. That one kid wouldn't sell it to you. He was like,
I
I paid way too much for this. And he like ran away and stomped off.
and then I found someone else and I made them sell it.
That's true. You did do that. All right.
Because everybody has a price.
Everyone has their price. All right. So I guess are we almost done here?
Yes.
All right. Ryan's got an answer. TJ's got an answer. So we're going to start with our guest because if he gets it right or wrong, this is the way find out who's going to win.
I took a guess at it, but I think there's streaks gonna continue, guys. I said JBL versus Big Show.
That is incorrect.
Yeah,
Ryan, that is wrong. But if the rest of the contestants get it wrong, you would still be the winner because you have 1 point left. TJ.
I said Mick Foley versus The Rock.
That is incorrect.
Nah.
Wrong year, but if that was a main event for the Royal Rumble one year.
Yeah, it was. Matt. Also, I'm aware this is not Attitude Era. Just so everyone knows. I know Nick last time was like, that's not Attitude Era. I'm like, I'm running out of questions.
that's ruthless aggression.
Yeah.
Edge versus Rey Mysterio for the World Heavyweight Championship.
And who won?
Edge.
That is correct. Give it to him.
How did he spell it?
You had to do
No.
Edge versus Rey Mysterio.
Now. And who
Edge
won?
versus Rey Mysterio. Edge.
Damn it. I forgot that Sal didn't go yet. All right. Well, Matt
Are
and
they
Sal
tied?
tied. I'm all out of questions. So
We got a tie.
co-champions.
Co-champions.
There we go,
There you
man.
Which is rightfully so, because if you want to catch Sal and Matt, they are on the Wrestling Addicts, our newest podcast, and they'll go over through the week of wrestling, right? AEW, WWE.
Yep.
Some big
And you'll release
stories.
every
too.
episode every Friday, correct?
Yes. We go live Thursday, and for all of the audio outlets that we stream on, which you can find on our Twitter, is Friday morning, afternoon.
Perfect. And Ryan, thank you for joining us. Unfortunately, you were not the one to break the contestant streak, the guest streak.
So close.
You were
You were
very
very
close. You had that
close.
1 point. If Sal and Matt got it wrong, you were going to win. It was a genius plot. That's how TJ's won this 3 or 4 times already. TJ does not know wrestling trivia that well, but he gets at least one right every week, and he always keeps on to his points. That's how he wins.
Mental
but Ryan,
chess.
thank you for joining us. We appreciate
Thank you,
it.
Ryan.
Thank you, Ryan.
Where can we catch you? Because I know you're all over the place. You got your own podcast. You do the Albany stuff too at the lacrosse.
Gosh.
And you do the NLFA.
Yeah, I'm
Where are we
everywhere
finding?
these days. So my podcast is No Credentials Required. Cover this week. I'll be at the Albany Empire National Arena League game. That's to take on the Jacksonville Sharks. I'll be on the NELFA Championship game coverage at 8 p.m. on Monday. I'll also be doing the play-by-play for the NEFL, which is on Belly Up TV on Tuesday. And I'll be dead by Wednesday. Oh, we also have we also have a big super show for our Belly Up Hockey on Saturday morning at 10 o'clock a.m. So
Right.
Oh, nice.
don't want to miss that.
No, definitely not. So Ryan, you're a busy man. So we appreciate you coming on
Absolutely.
late at night after a Ranger game, which I know you're. I don't want to say it because I'm afraid TJ might see that you'll get a little nuts right now, but you're a Devils fan, but we allowed you on anyway.
Well, actually, I wore my New York Red Bulls jersey because I wanted to feel like I belonged.
That worked. They win today. So it was 1-1.
They drew 3-3, but they're unbeaten. I think their last 7 or 8 games. So not bad.
Listen, I have no ill will towards Devils fans when it comes to like the 3 main teams. I'd rather hate on Islander fans than Devils fans.
That's
Devils
true.
fans have earned their keep a little bit, and then they moved to Newark, New Jersey, and now I pity you because you can get shot going to the games. Like very easily get shot.
That is true.
Wait, fun story about going to Newark. Seton Hall was the host of a Sweet 16 and Elite 8 game, and my buddy of mine works at Seton Hall, so he got us all tickets to go to the game. One of the assistants that like worked for the school, she basically was for free. She's like a student assistant. Some homeless guy spit in her face on the way to the stadium.
Jesus.
Oh,
My friend goes,
God.
my other friend, not the one who got us the tickets, he goes, I'd rather get shot.
would you? This is a nice game. Of would you rather? Would you rather get shot
rather
by
get
a
spit in the
homeless
face
guy or
by
shot?
A homeless guy with Hep C, or would you rather get shot and just
Oh,
The
go
Hep
live
C
with
was
the scar
assumed.
of someone saliva all over your eyeball?
Dude, listen,
Jesus.
it's funny because the last time we were there, my buddy who's a diehard Devils fan, I'm a Ranger fan, my father, my brother, my wife, I got into hockey, so she roots for the Rangers because of me pretty much. But and because at the time Brandon Dubinsky was hot, so she had her Dubinsky jersey. And we went to the the Rock to catch the Rangers Devils. And as we're driving, it's like, oh man, it's like $30 to park right here at the stadium. Let's drive down the block. And then like by the time we hit like the $10 parking, it's like, I'm gonna pay the $30. I might give him 40 for like and say thank you. It's like we gotta turn around right now.
Well, Ryan, we'll have to let you out on that one. I mean, the stories about Newark.
I mean, I just went to my first game in Newark this past winter. I actually saw the Devils Oilers banger of a match on December 3rd on New Year's Eve.
Nice.
So that was a fun game.
Nice.
Awesome.
But I've only been to 2 Devils games period in my lifetime. I went to 2003, the Eastern Conference Final, Game 4, and then this past year. Like, usually, if I go to a hockey game, it's usually up here in Albany, where we used to have the Devils affiliate. We had the Hurricanes affiliate for a while. I know I'm making you guys mad right now with the Hurricanes and Devils references.
No, not at all. You were pushing
I'm on
your
thin
luck,
ice.
Ryan. You better. You
They-
better
honestly,
I'm on thin ice.
That's one thing I honestly say that we don't have in the city area is there's no minor league hockey, and it's if there is, it's very junior, like C, like nothing worth watching.
Right.
Versus you talk to like the couple people I talk to every once in a while if I'm at a Ranger game and they're playing the Canadians, and you talk to them about like hockey night in Canada and stuff like that, they're like, "Oh, it's always hockey. It's great. Juniors are great," and I'm like. I wish I can watch hockey every night like that. Like I wish I can go get a $10 ticket, slam down $5 beers, and just watch people beat the shit out of each other all night.
We should go to the
That's
Hershey
great.
Bears one day, TJ.
I would love to do that.
I want to go to a Hershey Bears game.
Yeah,
That would be
that'd
fun.
They have a
I'm not
tremendous fan
into
base.
hockey, but for $5 beers, I'm there.
That's why I love this. That's why I love the area I live in, the Albany area. So we've got we've got niche sports. We've got arena football. We've got indoor lacrosse. We got minor league baseball. We've got an independent team because it used to be in the New York Penn League. We were affiliated with the Houston Astros for, their entirety until last year, when Major League Baseball dropped them, jerks. But but we also have minor league hockey up the road in Glens Falls. We have 2 NCAA college hockey teams, and
Nice.
it's a great area to be in if you love sports, because there's always something going on. So my area of the country, we always have. Well, my area of the state, actually, we're notoriously known for having an inferiority complex, and it drives me crazy. I'm trying to help change the narrative in terms of sports in this area. I want people to come out. It's cheap. It's for 4 tickets for a family plus concessions, you're spending like $50. That's pretty much it. Depending on the game. Depending on the game. If you go to a baseball game, that's gonna be it. But if you go to a football game or a lacrosse game, it's gonna be a little bit more. But still, you get your money's worth. It's so much fun.
Yeah, it sounds
honestly,
awesome.
I can't agree more, because when you travel this country anywhere outside of these major cities like LA, New York City, you can get tickets for good quality games for cheap, and it becomes a night out type of thing, and not a holy shit, I'm dipping into the credit card for this one. Like every time I walk into Yankee Stadium, it's like I'm dropping $300 to $400 easy.
Yeah.
Every time I walk into the
$100
Garden,
for myself between the game ticket and all the a couple beers and a hot dog, maybe.
it's great.
Yeah.
Like, dude, the food alone. The last time me and Nick went to a Yankee game, and the tickets were maybe like $60, $70 a ticket. We didn't have amazing seats, but they were cool. But we ended up spending like, I want to say at least 200, if not more, on just food and alcohol.
Yeah, it's
Crazy.
really terrible.
And then it started raining in like the 6th inning, so we drank even more.
We need to, we all need to go to the Lakewood. No, I'm sorry. Now they're called the Jersey Shore. The Jersey Shore Blue Claws on Thursday night, $2 beers. You bring the kids. They have arcade games on the boardwalk games in the back. They have like the balloon game, the ball game, the frog game. It's like as if you're on the boardwalk.
Right.
And they also have mini golf too. And the beers are $2.
Are the beers $2 for the kids too, or is it $1 for the kids?
The kids actually get half price, so they're $1.
Well, they get hop flavored water. That's what they get.
But Ryan, we could talk sports all day with you. We'll have to talk another time. Bring you on again.
Yeah, absolutely.
But
Yeah.
I just want to shout out. I love the name of your podcast. And no credentials required.
Thank you.
Great name.
I'm sitting here thinking the same thing. I'm like, that's an
Yeah.
awesome name.
And I love it. Your new promo you just came out. I don't have it. I would have played it for you. If you want to send it to me, I'll play it before the show ends.
Yeah,
for
absolutely.
you. Send it to me. On the Slack. I'll pull it up. Just send it
Will do.
MP4 though. And then I'll play it for everybody else, because you have a very good promo. And at the end of it, he's like, "Listen to my podcast. There's no credentials required." And it's like, damn, you nailed it, bro. You nailed it. It's very good, Ryan. We appreciate you joining us.
Absolutely. Thank you, brother.
Say good night, because we got to talk Rangers. We got to let our.
I will say thank you for having me as a former Jersey boy. I appreciate you guys having me on. I appreciate it.
Anytime, Ryan. We'll be in touch. All right.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Thanks,
All right,
guys.
take care, Ryan.
Take care.
All right. So, I took out Sal by accident. Sorry about that, Sal.
All right.
Sal, we're already running along on WWE trivia. I know you're a very busy man now, so we're trying to keep you around. But there's no Does Gen Z tonight. We don't have any.
All right.
So you could head out.
All right.
Sal. I don't want to keep you hanging around. Unless you want to talk Yankees baseball. We're going to talk Yankees baseball off the Rangers hockey. So.
All right. Yeah, I'll stick around. Yeah.
Cool. All right, Sal. We'll see you in a little bit. Matt, same thing. If you want to stick around, you can. If you don't, you don't have to.
I got nothing. You know what? I'll probably stay awake for the This Is Us show, so I'll hang around.
All right. Hang around. And we'll see you a little bit.
We cut back to Matt, and it's just silence of the lambs. Would you fuck me? Dancing in a robe and a mangina going. I'd fuck me.
How much
that
time
would
do I
make
have to
that-
get a robe?
I know that would make the loss for the Rangers even like it would make it okay.
I'll go find the robe for you.
All right, Matt. So we'll see you later.
Yeah.
I didn't get to do it yet this week. I had to do it at least once. All right, now we're bringing on Dave.
What's going on, guys?
Dude.
Wait, before we start, I just have a quick little break here. So we are
I
now
just wanna
talking
say-
Rangers hockey. We have Dave here. Sorry, we're not being under better circumstances, but I know you have something to say.
Yeah, we have. So number one, I just wanted to get it out. Fuck Biz from Spittin' Chicklets. He can go fuck himself. Like that guy is an absolute embarrassment to sports journalism, if that's what you can call it.
Yeah, it's actually kind of a joke, the length
He's an
that
absolute
going right now.
he's an absolute bum. Igor Shesterkin has more career playoff points than him. I literally just wanted to get that out there.
I agree.
First
with
and
you. I think it's
foremost.
been-
If we had Nick here, he would go ding.
yeah, he would give you a little ding. We don't have it, but
Yeah.
definitely ding. I think the fact that he's going a little bit too far about how much he's upset about Pittsburgh losing was a little too much.
Yeah.
Definitely not good for
It
sports
is,
journalism.
dude. It's because he's a total Wagner. He's fucking livid that once again his team, he likes to blow the fucking Leafs. Where are they now? Again, he's embarrassed. He knows zero about hockey. Now he's on TNT and he has to put on the big boy fucking suit and sit next to Wayne Gretzky and pretend like he knows about back checking and forechecking and how to generate offense when he couldn't do any of that whatsoever when he was in the fucking league. He would just skate around lost because he's like, oh, wow, this is ice. Oh, my blade sharp? I don't know. Let me just get involved and try to grab somebody. Okay? The fucking video of Ryan Reeves just slapping him around and then body slamming him head first into the ice is
Best
just
thing ever.
incredible. Incredible. Okay? Because that is a culmination of Biz Nasty's career. Fucking Biz Nasty. Okay? A dumpster fire player who had no offensive skills, no defensive skills, and couldn't really fight. So what good were you? You aren't good at all.
When
Okay?
you
You're
give
moaning
yourself
and trying to make every excuse in the book to give the Penguins, oh, the helmet rule. It says it right in the rule. If you're in the process of making a play, you continue to make the play and then pick your helmet up or skate to the bench. There was 4 other Penguins around that puck at that time. There's no excuse. So you're saying that one guy was going to make a play where the other 4 Penguins weren't going to make a play. Enough.
Yeah.
But
no, the guys
we won't hear anything about the fucking the interference call that if you watch the Nashville versus Avalanche game, there was no call on that play.
Yeah, that's true.
And
So-
first of all, when you give yourself a nickname, you're automatically a douchebag. Because there's no way anyone gave him that nickname. There's no way.
The Biz Nasty.
Because he's not nasty at hockey. He's proven that. And the funny thing is he'll do all this stuff on Twitter at Rangers fans, but he won't do it on TNT. Why is that? Does he not believe in himself?
Yeah.
Or is he just too pussy to do it?
Because he'll get torn apart. Because
Exactly.
fucking Wayne Gretzky will sit there and say, yeah, I love being a Ranger. The Rangers are one of the classiest organizations, original 6. Where did you play? Oh, Arizona. How many fucking fans were there when you played? Biz. Oh, 12.
Exactly.
And about 8 of them had free tickets. Shut the fuck up.
Exactly.
And
That's
when
why
he was
you
in
cannot go
Arizona,
at
he
the
got
New York
his ass
Rangers.
kicked.
Yeah, you cannot go at the New York Rangers because, listen, whatever happens during this fucking playoff run for the Rangers, okay? And I understand one cup in 86 years and blah, 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 blah. Original fucking 6 team, okay? Play in the greatest arena in sports. And anybody that tries to refute that is a fucking idiot. People that hate playing in the Garden will still sit there and say, I hate playing there because the fans get in my fucking head. Still one of the best arenas in sports. That's not just hockey. That's fucking basketball.
Yeah.
Bring in the Ringling Brothers and every fucking clown out there and the little clown car would
Every
say the same
concert,
goddamn thing.
everything. Billy Joel fucking plays
Yeah.
as a residency.
Okay,
Right?
Billy Joe lives there.
That's what I'm saying. He
Okay.
lives there. He's a residency.
That's
It's
it.
the Garden.
It's to keep him from getting another DUI,
fucking Mecca. All right? It's the Mecca.
dude. So Biz saying
And also,
whatever
we
the fuck he
don't
wants to say.
we do not ban other teams' fans.
No, you
from
don't.
joining
No, we don't.
Again,
No, we don't.
stadium for a
Pathetic.
game. Absolutely
Pathetic.
not.
And
Fuck
other
Carolina.
teams don't. And other teams don't have another fan in another state being the middleman to get Rangers fans tickets. I just want to say that too, because you see all over on Twitter
Yeah.
that people are saying, "I'll be your middleman if you want tickets. Anyone, let me know." When do you see that in any other fan base? Seriously.
Yeah,
You don't.
it's sad, dude, because you know what? I'm not going to say that all New York fans, especially New York Ranger fans, are the most friendliest to out-of-town fans, but about 90% of the time, it's pretty cordial because when you're spending $300,
Absolutely.
$400 a ticket, you're not going to try to start or instigate an issue that's going to get you both thrown the fuck out of the game. You're just not going to do it. There's nothing like a good back and forth and a good ribbing, as long as you keep it, within the realm of a good time, a little ball busting. That's part of sports. But when you're literally saying your little town in fucking Carolina, what are they, right outside of Raleigh, right?
Yeah, right outside Raleigh, yeah.
Okay. You're saying that, hey, no, we don't want New York money. We don't want fans flying in for 2 games because if people came down for game 1, they're staying for game 2.
Oh, yeah.
You're going to get that.
100%.
Okay? And so you're saying we don't want our hotels to get business. We don't want our mom and pop fucking restaurants to get business. We don't want our gas stations, our fucking little supermarkets, our bars, our restaurants, or anything to get fucking business. And we definitely don't want out-of-town money in our arena to get business. Are you out of your mind? If a Ranger fan is willing to spend about $600 for a pair of tickets for game 3 at the Garden, you don't want that $600 and put them together a nice little fucking package?
Yeah,
Hey, we can get you tickets for both games for about $400, and then the room will cost you about $200. Come on down. We love you guys. Have a good fucking time. We hope we beat you, but come down for a good time.
If I'm the government,
how hard is that?
If I'm the government, I'd probably step in and being like, wait, whoa. I get Rangers fans, because you guys are soft-serve franchise, but I want that money in my fucking town. I want that money into my state. You're accepting anyone who wants to come in and buy tickets, because my hotel business goes up. Like you said, the restaurant business goes up, mom and pop shops, they go up. Like, why would you say no to that? Because
they're doing the same thing that Tampa did.
Tampa does it too. They tell you you can't wear a jersey from out of town. Like, you fucking kidding me? Why is everyone
embarrassing,
so
dude?
This is the NHL.
You know what?
Players are fighting.
Dude, are you not surprised? This is the world we live in. This is the world we live in, where fucking you can't say certain things on the internet, on Twitter or Facebook, because people are triggered by it. And it's not things that you would think. It's not racism. It's not sexism. It's not anything, that sort of thing. It's as basic as saying, like, oh, I think we should, allow kids to read this book in school. No, that book should be banned because they use perverse language. Nonsense. Tom Sawyer is banned in schools right now. And if you try to defend it, people will get triggered. This is the world we live in. It's pathetic, dude. It's sad. It's not the real world. I will take on, what? It sucks when your team loses, especially when away fans are giving you shit. But that's part of the whole damn thing. Because you know what's even better than that? When your team loses, and if I'm sitting there in fucking Carolina, I'm like, man, this sucks. And a fucking Carolina fan's like, yeah, whatever, man. Come on, let's go drink some fucking beers. Sounds good, man. Because it's about camaraderie. It's about watching the sport. You don't take it too seriously. You're not going to get into a fist fight because your team didn't fucking win. I mean, that fan the fan base has nothing to do with that. They're rooting their team on. You're rooting your team on. End of story. It's about enjoying the fucking playoffs of hockey, which is by far the greatest sport in the entire universe. It's the best playoffs in sports, hands down. The intensity is up there. I know we don't have the numbers of MLB and NFL, but you will never get this intensity even at the Super Bowl, because 80% of it's fucking corporate.
Yeah, I agree. But now, sorry,
go for it. Yeah.
Oh no, I was gonna say I kind of want to get into the game, so I don't know if you're.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Let's go for it.
What was your point, though? Give your point. I don't want to cut you off.
No, so I was just basing it off that. I went to a Rangers Kings game in 2017, and we all went to the bar after, and there was a Kings fan, because the Rangers beat the Kings 4-2. I don't know if you guys remember that game, but it was a long time ago. But Rangers beat the Kings 4-2. We're at Brother Jimmy's across the street from the Garden, and we're all just hanging out, like just having a good time. And there's a Kings fan. He's drunk as hell, running his mouth. And the way the Rangers fans punished him was just by not talking to him, because he had no friends when he was in the bar.
Right.
There's no worse feeling than when you're running your mouth and no one responds in a bar. You feel like a piece of shit. That's worse than people. That's worse than people jumping you, in my opinion, because you're just like, wow, I look horrible right now.
Oh, dude, you're on the pay no mind list.
As far as the classiest organizations go, honestly, if you compare Rangers fans to Pens fans in person, it's no contest, because my brother-in-law and my sister, they're living in Pittsburgh because of my sister's job right now. And my brother-in-law, he wanted to get tickets to Pittsburgh, and he wanted me and my dad to come up, and he was like, I will buy your tickets. And we were just like, no, we don't want to go. We want to watch it on FaceTime together, and we want to just do it the way we usually do it. because
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to be in there because I'm not going to say that a Pittsburgh fan would trigger me to fight them, but I think it would be pretty close because they're pretty obnoxious.
Well, no, it's just putting yourself in a situation that, like, I mean, you're not going to throw
And paying
yourself
money
in the
for
lions then. Right. You're going to pay money to possibly get arrested. And it's not worth
Right.
it. And that's the same thing. Me and my father and my brother were going to the first Winter Classic, Rangers versus Flyers in Philly. And I told my father, absolutely not. I said, we're getting into a fist fight. I was like, there's no way we don't get into a fist fight unless the Rangers get blown out and the Flyer fans get so drunk because they're celebrating it that they just stop giving a shit. I said, but other than that, we are 100% getting into a fist fight. And we end up not going. My boss at the time goes with his son. And my boss is the most meek, mild-mannered man. Doesn't get upset, doesn't get hot under the collar, not like that, just going for the enjoyment of the game. And he almost got into a fist fight because it was just unavoidable after that win. The Rangers won, and he was like, dude, we were walking out of the stadium, and it was just groups of different guys trying to walk up to us and start a fight.
Yeah.
And the security in the building was just like, yeah, we're not getting involved. Good luck.
That's but I went to Boston. I went to the game when what was it? I think it was the year they won the President's Trophy. Was it 2015? And I think Henrik had just come back from injury. So we got lucky. We were like, oh, the King's coming back. You know, he's healthy. Rangers ended up losing like 4-2 or 5. They got blown out. But Boston, I'll tell you what, I actually thought going into Boston was gonna be like one of the worst cities to be in. They couldn't have been friendlier. Like besides the one guy who put a middle finger in my face like this, we went to the bar later on. We ended up running into like, you know, bunch of Boston fans, and they were telling us, you know, like, you know, good for you guys. You guys are having a good season. We suck, but you know, it was good to get a win. But you know, good for you guys coming out here. And then we ran into Tuukka Rask's like best friends, like from growing up back. And where is he from? Sweden, right? Is Sweden? Where is he from? Tuukka Rask. I think it's Sweden, right?
Somewhere out there. I don't.
Some Sweden or and these guys come up to us. So they came up to us, and I'm like, these guys are big dudes. And I'm like, oh fuck, these guys want to fight, don't they? And the guy's just like, oh, hey, nice to meet you guys. We're friends with Tuukka. He's like, good season for your Rangers. It was the end of the year. It was late in March. Yeah. He's like, you know, good season for your Rangers. He's like, you guys mind if I buy you guys a round of beers? And we're like,
oh shit.
Of course, buy us some beers. We don't care. Like friendliest people. I couldn't imagine that was going to happen when I went to Boston, but it happens. But
right, dude, listen, if you want to razz me, especially if your team's kicking my team's ass, no problem. You don't throw a beer at me. You don't fucking say something stupid, or my wife doesn't get hit with a fucking beer or a pretzel or a fucking hot dog or like a Haagen-Dazs ice cream, unless I can catch it and eat that, because that's like $6 at the Garden at least, not $8. I'll take a free $8 ice cream.
It could be $8. It could be $8.
Yeah, you know. But listen, if you want to give me shit, I have no problem busting balls. But I at the same time, I have no problem drinking a beer with you and saying, "Yeah, good job. Let me buy this first round. You earned it. Good for you guys."
Exactly.
But no issue. But just to take that away from the playoff atmosphere, how sad and soft.
It's horrible.
How does that grow the fucking game? And again, the hockey is like the fourth, if not the fifth, fucking sport, because MLS may overtake it sooner than later.
Oh,
as far as sports,
no one likes soccer.
Dude, I don't know about that.
It's because the NHL does not try to grow the game at all.
Well,
okay,
I was
NHL is step in the right direction.
How do they not step in?
But listen, they should step in, because they should say, "What are you out of your fucking mind? We're trying to build a bigger brand here. We're paying money to be on ESPN. We're paying money to be on TNT. We're giving fucking Wayne Gretzky $3 million a year just to sit there and be like, hey, I'm the best there ever is. The best there ever was. Yeah, best there ever will be. And my daughter's smoking hot." Okay, like, end of story.
I don't know
we have to endure as fans. Okay, as fans, we have to endure that spotlight camera that they came out with this year. That just is like, what are we looking at right now? Because we're looking at Adam Fox, and he's just sitting on the bench, and I don't know what the fuck is going on in the play. Can we please stop with this fucking spotlight camera?
Yeah, it's true.
Like, I was waiting for, like, hey, spotlight camera number 3, third period. It's John Jingleheimer Smith from Section 302 taking a piss at the urinal. Hey, what's up?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, it has nothing to do with anything. The NHL cannot get out of their own fucking way when it comes to growing the game. And this is not going to help. Hey, away fans, we don't want your money. It's no good here because our fan base can't handle it.
Well, now we've dissected that whole controversy thoroughly, completely.
Have we shit on them
thoroughly.
enough?
Not shit on them, but I think I think we did a perfect job of it. Not even because
I think I shit on Biz enough.
but I think it's
Yeah,
the truth of it, though. It's just the
I
truth
think
of it. It's
the
not
only
shit
thing
on
missing
anyone.
is to call their fan base a bunch of pansies, and then now we can continue.
That'd be good enough, though. I'd be okay with that. But I'm just saying that I think we dissected that enough because it's definitely something that's weird. 1, 2, it hurts the economy of their state and their city, and then 3, it's just the NHL just let it happen, and it's just so stupid. But besides that, we have to get to this game now. Obviously, we don't want to talk about it. It's a game 1 loss. It's a long series, though. I'm not done with the Rangers. It was a 2-1 loss in overtime. They were up 1-0 deep into that third. On their heels, busted much of that third period, very lifeless. But we're here to talk about it. So, how do you guys think about early on in the game? I felt pretty confident because it seemed like they could have been up like 3-0, 4-0 early in that first period.
I count 5-0, 5-0 easily. Okay, you have Hedl missing that shot where he fucking all he has to do is lift it 5 inches, and he lifts it about 2 inches off the ice, put it right in Auntie Ronda's pad.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, you had Reeves right at the doorstep. You had Strome miss a great opportunity, literally 2 feet out. And then Kako missing that open net is unforgivable.
Oh, speaking of which,
unforgivable.
We have a comment. What a fucking
Yeah.
joke. Hey, no, he's 100% right.
100% right.
That
Dude,
goes
it is
in, the game's over.
Forgivable. Honestly, when you see
And
that
another
angle
comment.
and it's at the speed of play, it seems like, oh man, he just missed it. But when you realize he is like fucking 5.5 feet from that net, and the net is just as wide and almost as tall as he is the distance away from the fucking net, you cannot miss there. You can't. Dude, I if you lined up 100 fucking people up the street and asked them to put that puck in, about 90 of them are putting it in, and probably about 70 of those 90 never picked up a hockey stick in their lives. It was that close. It's unfucking forgivable.
It was really bad considering how Ronta totally played. Like, that's a beautiful. I don't know who passed it. Was it Lafreniere who passed it? I think to him.
Most likely, yeah. I think it was
because he had an incredible game today. He was so good on the ice.
He did.
He put that puck right on his tape, dude. Ronta is completely out of the play. That is a wide open net. You have to fucking drain that. You can't miss that, and that's just brutal. It's a backbreaking. It's the reason why you lose the game.
100%, and that's
it.
That's the reason why they're playing their prevent defense bullshit, sitting on their fucking heels, trying to protect a 1-0 lead. It is the fucking playoffs.
Yeah,
you do not win 1-0 in the fucking playoffs. You want to know why? It's because if you want to win, you try to score 2, 3, 4, 5 fucking goals. You don't play this little fucking trap bullshit in the neutral zone. And then twice, okay, Shesterkin had to come up with huge saves because the hanger got past the fucking defense. And both of them were posts. One was a post and one was a fucking crossbar. That's unfucking forgivable. They played to lose. Their game plan was to fucking lose. We were texting about it during the game. I said they're 100% losing. Write it down now. Fuck it. Their whole game plan is to fucking lose. And what happened? They lost. The first line and the second line should both be fucking benched. The kid line is the only thing carrying this team right now. And then you got the energy from the fourth line. Other than that, and the defense pairings like fucking Foxy and Miller had a stellar game again. Stellar game from Miller. But then you have zero energy out of Kreider. Zibanejad a little bit more, especially coming from the first series to now the second round of the playoffs. Zibanejad had a little pep in his step, but just not generating anything. But the first and second line can't generate anything. Panarin is lost again. He cannot pass the puck hard. He cannot shoot the puck hard. He can't get the puck out of the zone. Can't get a puck into the offensive zone. He can't do anything but skate circles. He won't hit anybody. He won't even bump into anybody. He's just making big fucking loops until he has to get off the ice. What's the fucking point? Thank you very much for saving our ass in the fucking first round of the series. But after that, what are you doing? Again, it's more of the same. There is no excuse for the first line and second line to not be trying to generate offense out there and not be pushing the energy. Yet you have to rely on the kid line and the fourth line to push the envelope of energy out there.
Yeah, I agree with you.
You cannot be a detriment when you're the first and second fucking line. You cannot be a detriment out there, and that's what they are.
Yeah, I agree with you,
100%.
Dave. What are your thoughts?
So number one, I got to give a big shout out to the kid line. I mean, I know Kako missed that wide open net. I know Kako missed that wide open net, and
huge shout out anyway.
I gotta say it's kind of forgivable because the entire first and second period, the Rangers were not capitalizing on, as TJ put it when we were texting, A+ chances, and that's what they were. And when you're not, if they capitalize on those chances, it's okay for Kako to miss that shot.
100%.
And so you can't put the blame 100% on him. And I know people want to, because
at the end, with it being that wide open, that seals the deal for us, and that's what that's the last A+ opportunity we had, and that was like A+++++. So that's what kind of puts the nail in the coffin.
Because if he scores that goal, it's a 3-0 game versus a 2-1 loss. It is. Because
they would have pulled the goalie and then you would have extra.
Because we've been this is the first season I've ever seen the Rangers actually been able to score an empty net goal in a long time.
Yeah,
you usually get scored on
because it seemed exactly. And the thing that really pissed me off though was Hedl making Hank's backup look like a stud. And I'm not gonna say he wasn't a stud tonight because he was. Antti Raanta was an absolute stud tonight. I just like calling him Hank's backup because it makes me feel a little bit better about what just happened. But
yeah,
you know
what it is.
You look at all the
saves he had to make, but again, those Strome, Reeves, and fucking Hedl put it right into him. They made him look like a stud by shooting directly into his pads and body. It's like you can't fucking do that.
That's honestly been the Rangers' problem even before this roster for a long time, that they put the puck right in the goalie's gut.
Yeah,
they shoot it right into his glove. They make the goalie look good, and they made Louis Domingue look good. But the one thing that they did today, or tonight, that was different from what they should have been doing against Louis Domingue is they peppered Raanta with shots in the first and second period.
They did.
That was non-existent when they played the Penguins.
Yeah.
Because the one thing that every single Rangers fan on Twitter, wherever you saw them, because I mean, the only Rangers fans I see down here are on Twitter, is you got to pepper this guy with shots. And they came out and they were doing it. And I was saying through the entire game with my dad, I was saying, all right, at least they're peppering this guy with shots. Let's rattle him a little bit. And then they come in the third period. They're almost non-existent. Non-existent is the word. Their defense played semi-decent in the third period, but they were still letting them get the offensive time that they didn't need to give them, because I know they didn't need to give it to them because they played pretty stellar defense in the first and second period.
Yeah,
they did.
And then
they opened it wide. They cracked it wide open for the last 10 minutes of the third period and the first 5 minutes of overtime, and that's why we lost. Any Rangers fan that wants to say, "Oh, well, there was cross checks here, there was cross checks there," no.
They swallowed the whistle for both teams. They swallowed the whistle for both teams. That's it. You got to roll with it, and
they
I'm fine with
that.
that.
Perfect game, and that's all I ever ask for in the playoffs is to swallow the whistle as much as you can.
Yeah,
I agree.
On both sides, because that's playoff hockey.
At one point, I think late in the third, Kako had a pretty good opportunity, and they shoved him, kind of almost like an interference while he was shooting the puck. And the announcer was like, "That probably should have been a penalty shot."
That one, I do agree. But there were a couple times that the Rangers, I think it might have been Miller. I'm not sure. He tripped whoever he tripped someone, and me and my dad both said, "Oh, we got away with one right there." But the Canes got away with one right there, so I can't really complain.
No, I'm not complaining, but I'm saying I like the fact they swallowed it on both sides. It happened both sides.
And listen, because you know what, this series wasn't. The series is not going to be as chippy as the Penguin series. You know, it's not to say that there's not fire and tenacity in both teams and fight in both teams. It's just not going to be as chippy. You don't have the cheap shots from people like Crosby and Malkin, because guess what? They fucking are both pros at doing that shit and inciting problems and then running to the ref, especially Crosby, and trying to generate a penalty after he puts a little slew foot on somebody. But it's just, you're not going to have that. It's going to be a more more civilized, more grinded out, more gritty series, but it's going to be a more respectful fucking series. You don't have that animosity built into this series. So that's why I think this sets up perfectly for playoff hockey. Swallow the whistle. You're not going to have any cross checks, any elbows to the head, any, stick checks to the face, high sticking, anything like that. You're not going to see much of that. And I think if you do catch a stick up in the face, then you're going to get those calls. But you're just not going to see it. It's a less chippy, more grinded out along the boards. Let them play. Stick gets in between somebody's legs. It's not going to be a fucking purposeful hook or a trip. It's more in the course of the action, and I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I agree. I think the thing is too is it was frustrating because all I wanted was them doing one game out of these next two, and if they had won today, I would be okay with the game 2 loss. I just wanted to get that home ice advantage, steal one on the road, and I'll be okay with that. And we were close to having that, and it wasn't. I mean, even when that goal that they gave up, they made it 1-1. I mean, Shesterkin can't do anything more with that. He saved the original shot. And they're just no one there to clean up the rebound. And there's nothing else he could do at that point. His legs, he's doing a butterfly stance, basically, kicks it out. It comes right back to him and he just puts it right in. I mean, it's difficult, but it's a tough loss to swallow. I think there was some positives the Rangers had. Obviously, I think we said this every single game of the playoffs that we've talked has been the kid line has just been incredible. And finally, Gallant is finally choosing to put them out there in crucial moments. They played a lot more towards that third period, which rightfully so, they deserved it. They're playing so well. They're getting.
I'll tell you right experience. Now, game 2, we get some kind of power play. If I see fucking Panarin out on that ice, I'm going to snap. He doesn't deserve to be out there.
No,
he 100% does not deserve.
Even after the Game 7 winner,
dude. You know what? But that's one fucking game where he just decided to step up, dude. You know what is just as bad and unforgivable as we said as Kakko missing an empty net is being a premier player and not showing the fuck up in the playoffs.
Yeah, I agree.
That's unforgivable. To float around as if you don't know what the fuck is going on, that's unforgivable. And it's once again, this team looked flat. And line number 1 and line number 2 generated absolutely nothing. They couldn't even sustain pressure in the offensive zone. And then the kid line comes out, sustains pressure in the offensive zone, generate scoring opportunities. And then the fourth line comes out and they get the fucking puck deep. And then you have Panarin who cannot get the puck past the fucking neutral zone all game long.
That third period was just so frustrating because it just wasn't. There's literally nothing generated in the offensive zone. It was like they were just on their heels literally the entire time.
But dude, the Canes didn't even look that good. The Canes should have played better. The Canes were having a bad game. They looked like they were skating in quicksand, the same that the Rangers were skating in quicksand. And come on, guys, it's the fucking playoffs. Step it up.
They need to capitalize on it. It's not. I'm not saying the series is over, but that was a huge
but
game.
It's a game that we should have fucking won because the Canes were playing worse than we were playing, and we couldn't hold them off.
To them. He has to be in that locker room screaming after that game.
My buddy, he's actually a guy who played with Adam Fox. He's played with Jack like through the when he was a teenager. He played with Adam Fox. He played with Jack Eichel. He played with Connor McDavid, or he played with Adam Fox and against Jack Eichel and Connor McDavid. So he knows his stuff. He made a good point when because I went to high school with him. I've known him since I was like 8 years old. But he's actually going to be on the podcast tomorrow night. So tune in, guys. Third Period Bourbon on Spotify. Yeah. He made a good point when he said the Rangers. He called me after the first period and he said the Rangers were playing no different than when they played against the Penguins. The Hurricanes are the right matchup for them because they are not a physical team. And the Rangers aren't playing physical whatsoever through these playoffs.
Nope.
And it kind of opened my eyes because I was like, you don't think they're playing any different than the Penguins? And he said, no, because they're not slashing behind the play when they're supposed to be like the Penguins do to get in someone's head. Because especially in a game like this where they're swallowing every whistle, that was their perfect opportunity to get right in the face of the Canes because they weren't playing physical whatsoever. Because they are a strictly skilled team, and I respect that 100%. But especially being up 1-0, and like you were saying, the catching the Canes in quicksand, that was the perfect time to catch them off guard and win this first game. That would have been the biggest That would have been the biggest upset of this playoff so far if the Rangers could have taken away game 1. But now, if they win game 2, it's not going to be that much of an upset because everyone knows that the Rangers are a comeback team.
Right.
Because everyone knows the Rangers are a comeback team.
Yeah.
And it just bothers me because they had every opportunity, and I'm saying every opportunity that they didn't have against Pittsburgh, they had in this game.
Yeah.
Throughout the entire Pittsburgh series, they had in this game. Because if you look at the stats with the chances that the Rangers had in Pittsburgh, they were dog shit. Absolute dog shit.
Yep.
And the chances they had in this game, and they can't capitalize, that's completely on the Rangers. No one else to blame.
Yeah. Listen, they capitalized on half of those opportunities, half of those key shooting lane opportunities. This game is 3-1 at worst.
Yeah, and listen, the series isn't over. It's one game. You don't win a series in one game, but it's heartbreaking though. It definitely is.
Like he was saying, it's heartbreaking because that was an easy game to win.
Yeah,
that was the Canes' mistake. And when you allow them to make it back and get a win off of the type of play that they came out and brought to the ice, the type of product they put out there tonight versus the Rangers, and you don't capitalize on that and you don't get the win off of that, it's sad because you know what? You're not going to get many of those in a 7-game series. That might be their only opportunity to get an easy one, and they let it go to waste.
Well, I agree with both of you. I think we definitely dissected this game as a recap here. We do have to move on. We have going to go back to New York Yankees baseball next. But Dave, thank you once again for joining us, and we appreciate every time you join us here on this for recaps. And we 120,000% appreciate third period bourbon. Because that is still the best. It's like a bat signal. When you post that,
I just want to say my dad wasn't drinking Buffalo Trace tonight, so he's on the move to find it tomorrow because he blames it on that for losing tonight.
Okay,
so
well, he better get it some. If anyone's listening, you want to ship some over to Dave's dad, make sure you ship some Buffalo Trace over.
Buffalo Trace.
The thing is, I've actually been switching my bourbon throughout.
Hey, no. Don't switch the bourbon. You got to stick to what works. If it ain't broken, don't fix it.
No, but it's been working. I had Jim Beam one time. It worked.
Okay.
It's been working because I'm switching it.
That's then keep doing that. Do whatever works.
That's why I kept switching. I have to buy another bottle tomorrow.
Okay. Well, I had to know because I've been doing the same exact drinking pattern, but I did mess up tonight. I didn't have a Busch Light to start. I told TJ that. I ran out of Busch because this is the drinking pattern that works for me. Everyone on this podcast is going to think I'm crazy. You start out with one Busch Light. You kill a couple Millers. You do a pregame tequila shot. You pound Millers through the first and second period, and then you stick to the third period and overtime bourbon if necessary. And I'm absolutely nuts because I gotta be up early for work. But
yeah, that's intense.
If it wins the cup, it wins the cup.
I'm a lot older than you, Dave. Now I can't do that anymore.
Listen,
well, it's starting to affect me too. So.
I legit have not. So for the past pretty much during all of COVID, I have not been able to find one of my favorite bourbons, Blanton's. Have not been able to find it. At least when I do find it, it's like $250, and I'm not paying that kind of price for it. Found myself a bottle. It's sitting right up there, and I was like, I can't crack that until the Rangers get into the Stanley Cup Finals, and that'll be my third period bourbon. For the love of God, I want you to drink some fucking Blanton's. Please, boys.
Absolutely.
Step it up, Dave, Rangers. We need this.
We appreciate you as always. Thank you again. We'll say goodbye, but we'll certainly see you maybe Friday night.
Absolutely,
guys.
Hopefully after a Rangers win.
I'm always down to come on this podcast, and whenever you guys want to come on mine, just let me know.
Yeah, well, definitely. That'd be awesome.
Absolutely, guys. All right, take care.
Thank you, Dave. Take care.
Have a good night, brother.
All right, so we are going to move on to the next topic. The New York Yankees, the hottest team in baseball. We're back, Sal and Matt, talk a little bit about them. We actually don't have much time because we went too long with the Rangers. But there's not much to talk about the Yankees because it's just so much positivity.
Actually, you know what? Let's go right off with the negative. Let's pull out the bullshit about Nestor Cortez.
Wait. We'll get to that, TJ.
No, we got to go right into it.
No.
Negative.
we'll get to it, but I just want to say the New York Yankees are at 28-9. They're nearly 20 games over 500, and that is an insane to think about it because when we first stood here after 1 week into the season, we were rated up on them.
We shit all over them. I did.
We should all eat crow because they are now almost 20 games over 500. Early in the season to be 20 games over 500 is impressive enough.
It is, but it's early, so let's not get ahead of ourselves.
I know it is only May. It's like, well, I feel like a Met fan right now, getting too excited about it. If there's two things to be negative. Obviously, you're going to get to is Nestor Cortez, and mine is Aroldis Chapman.
That's mine.
I was going to say Joey Gallo or Aaron Hicks. My negative.
Oh yeah.
Well, I mean, either way, they're always a net negative. So
they're always
you're
negative.
right.
Joey Gallo is the 3 outcome player, so I don't really expect
Yep.
from him. So all right, TJ, talk about a little about Nestor Cortez, but TJ, keep track of the time because at 1:20,
I'll keep this. I'll keep this very short. I will because
at 1:20 I would do PGA Championship picks though.
Fair enough. It's honestly it's pretty basic and it's whatever you want to talk about race and certain words certain people are allowed to say or not allowed to say. And I'm a libertarian. I believe in free speech. If you want to say whatever you want to say, feel free to do it. Does that mean there's not going to be consequences? Of course, there's going to be consequences. Somebody might get offended and punch you in the fucking head. It is what it is. But reading the tweets that Nestor Cortez put out there, there is no racial tone to them whatsoever. It seems that that's the way he talks. That's the culture he embraces. And all of a sudden now we're going to say, well, no, it's still racist. Why? I don't understand why. He's not making any sort of derogatory or demeaning comments in any of that. Literally almost every one of those tweets he is talking to or referring to his friends. And that's just how he's expressing himself. How can you say it's okay for one group of people to do it and not another group of people, especially when there is no overtone of fucking hate or nastiness or some kind of degradation of a person? It's clearly, it is what it is if you have any common sense. And it just another douchebag out there trying to run down a fucking famous person or a fucking professional athlete to get notoriety for themselves and just go fuck yourself. Like, that's all I can say is go fuck yourself. To be able to try to get yourself some kind of clout by shitting on somebody else or trying to get somebody else jammed up that's doing good for themselves, you should walk the fuck to a bridge and jump off. And no one will miss you because nobody knows who the fuck you are. You're a sad individual. Just fuck off.
They went all the way back to 2012 to find those tweets, too.
But, like, it doesn't make sense.
How sad is that?
Like, why?
It's crazy.
What was the point?
And
it doesn't make sense because he's pitching good. Like,
yeah, it seems like once you become famous, people just want to. They're out to get you. They really are.
Yeah, it's just like this.
Come on out, you rapist!
If you thought we matured, we did not.
Never. What I am happy about, though, is that he reactivated his Twitter. Like, once the news broke, he deactivated it. He goes, I'm going to, take some time away. I felt like a day or two, and then he was like, fuck this, fuck you. I'm a beast on the mound. I'm going to be a beast on Twitter. You don't like me, fuck off. And I like that because, like what TJ was saying, you don't like it, don't read it, don't look at it, move along, and mind your fucking business.
No, a lot of it was rap lyrics too. I think a lot of it, and it just seemed like
it was a Post Malone song.
Oh yeah,
no, but they went back and it seemed like I guess those were his college years. He was referring to his friends and using the N-word and stuff like that. And this is what we're gonna do tonight. But he's not being derogatory. He's not running down anybody. He's not fucking individualizing or generalizing somebody. That's the way he talks. There's no hate in there. It's the same as if I wanted to repeat to you guys a fucking Dave Chappelle skit. It's clearly less funny if you don't use the word. But if I use the word in them, I'm out with a fucking white hood over my head, burning crosses on people's fucking front lawns. It's it's amazing how free speech is okay, but then not okay, and then it's just taken away, and everything can be taken out of context if it fits a narrative of, well, we're going to paint you a certain way today, and fuck you because you have some kind of, fame or publicity, and it's better to have negative publicity and shit on you and generate some kind of clickbait over it. And I think that's the real issue. Anytime you can generate clickbait and key in on somebody's either hatred or defensive mechanism, and it's just, that's all it is, because most people today read the fucking headline and that's it. So the headline, I'm sure, said 90% of the time on the fucking internet, Nestor Cortez, fucking crazy, racist, white, Aryan, fucking probably friends with Hitler.
Yeah, it probably did. I will say, Matt, one more point on this, then we're gonna move on to the New York Yankees.
Well, my last point was enough of the negativity around Cortez, because all the negativity belongs with fucking Chapman, because he's been absolute dog shit on the mound. Terrible.
I don't know how he's getting saves. He's still getting saves though.
He's 9 for 9 on saves.
He is, and
he's so
I'm not
bad.
trying to be like one of those like knee-jerk Yankee fans, like, oh, like the other night against Baltimore. This has been it's been the ongoing thing for years since he's been on the team. Like, I don't trust him against Baltimore. I'm not going to trust him in the playoffs. I know I'm jumping far ahead, but if you're the New York Yankees with this record, you have to have that in the back of your mind.
It's almost at this point like a mental block, to where it's what's the blockage this week? Is he can't locate his fastball, or he doesn't trust his curveball, or he's telegraphing his fucking curveball?
Slider.
You know what? If he has a mental block, put him with Ben Simmons, and let's get King or Clay Holmes in the ninth, because I'm over this Chapman shit.
Well, tonight they put Holmes in a ninth, and he was lights out.
I like it.
They should keep him there.
I think Holmes should be in the
closer. Imagine being able to throw 102 miles an hour and not and then all of a sudden you have two fucking pitches, dude. Stop with the I can't locate him. You pitch fucking 3 times in a 6 or 7 day span. If you can't locate your pitches when you're throwing about 15 a night, go fuck yourself. There's no excuse.
And I want to say for tonight's game, I mean, it was 3-0 in the first, and the Yankees held on. I mean, Garrett Cole started, so obviously he should dominate the Orioles, lineup. But listen, 3-0 early on, they don't score another run the rest of the 8 innings, and they win that game 3-2. I know it's the Orioles. Is that noise?
Like a truck.
Somebody just drove by on a motorcycle.
Yeah, I was like, what is that?
Sounds like a truck.
My door's open. It's hot in here, and it's like that weird point to where you can't put the air conditioner on yet. So I have the back
mute the
door
mic,
open.
my man. You threw it my thought.
I didn't realize that was happening. I'm sorry.
It was so loud. I was like, is someone playing like hymn music?
A moment of silence for Chapman.
But it's the Orioles. You got to win those
to start
games,
hearing his neighbors argue because the mic is so turned up. The gain is way through the roof. Deborah, we live in Queens. Robert.
But it's like I can't even. I'm lost my song. I'm all messed up here now. I thought a priest was singing. I don't know what the fuck was going on. They're like
No, that was the Halo music.
Yeah, like the Halo music. What it was? Yeah. A bunch of monks were just coming up. I was like, oh my God, what's going on?
It's just the typical Staten Island jerk-offs who think they're in the new Fast and Furious movie, driving like dickheads on Woodrow. That's all that was.
Yeah,
that sounded very.
That guy's on his way to Country Donuts.
That sounded very personal and specific. Do you know someone like that?
No comment.
But as I was saying, was that listen, this Yankee team you got to win these games, but not everyone wins these games as these shitty teams, and that's a tough, gritty win to get the sweep against Baltimore, right? Are they playing tomorrow? No, not playing.
They play tomorrow.
Oh, they all play. I thought it was a sweep already. So
it's a 12:30 start.
That's a weird start, but anyway, so at least you get an opportunity to sweep them, right? You won 3 so far. That's key. Winning 3 or 4 against teams like that is important. The New York Mets, they're doing the same thing. They're being consistent. They're winning series. They've lost, I think, the last 2. They win tonight. I think they might have lost.
The last thing I saw was Scherzer getting taken off for tightness.
Yeah, so I don't know if they won tonight, but the Mets do the same thing. The Mets are been pretty consistent, but they haven't strung together a win streak like the Yankees have. The Yankees had like 11 straight.
They won.
They did win. Okay, so
the Mets won 11-4.
All right, so they won in the series, which is good for them. But That's what I'm saying. Like, that's consistency. You win 2 out of 3. It's important. You're not going to win every game in baseball. There's ebbs and flows of baseball. There's going to be wins. There's going to be lost. Losing streaks. There'll be winning streaks. And for the New York Yankees to keep consistently win these series against these lesser teams, and even against better teams, the schedule's going to get harder. That's important. Take 2 or 3 against the White Sox. Take 2 or 3 against the Angels. 2 or 3 against whoever else that's coming into town soon. They're a little bit better than the Orioles and the Kansas City Royals, and everyone's just giving you shit about it. But teams who are playing those exact same schedule are not winning as much as you are. So that's what's key right now for the New York Yankees. So, Sal, you got a point?
I think they play Chicago again after Baltimore.
They do on Friday at home.
Yeah.
Oh, what is that? A fucking Apple game or Amazon?
I don't know
Prime?
if it is. I hope not, because I hate not watching Yankees on Friday.
It's an Amazon Prime one.
Which isn't bad. You can still watch it.
Yeah,
still
but
sucks.
but the Apple announcers are worse.
And it sucks when the Rangers are on because you can't just switch like last. You have to switch over to your Fire Stick.
Yeah,
which sucks. But anyone else have a Yankee point before we get moving to the PGA Championship?
They have to stop playing Hicks. I'm tired of it.
And Gallo.
He's horrible.
They gotta go.
Hicks and Gallo are so bad.
Yeah, they are bad.
Gallo had a few good games. His average was above 200 finally. It's already down to 170.
Terrible.
It's crazy.
You can only blame the shift so much. I mean, it's not like you're putting the ball in play. You're just striking out. So
yeah,
he's got to go. Something's got to change. He's almost an automatic out at this point. So
yeah, it's pretty bad between him and Gallo. I mean, Gallo's just always been like that. And then he was one of the guys who was like, "Well, if they're going to ban the shift, that'll make me better." No, you still suck.
No.
Striking out
No.
and not getting contact is not going to be a way you could win. You could hit. Not going to play well. You're not going to play well. I don't know.
Yeah, he's going to go from striking out with the third baseman playing at shortstop to the third baseman playing at third base. There's going to be no difference next year. And he's still going to be on the team.
You're still going to strike out.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it does it for Yankees. We're running long on time. But so Matt, Sal, appreciate you guys joining us again for Yankees Talk.
Thank you.
And Matt, I'll see you a little bit. We'll do This Is Us soon.
You got it. I'll see you soon. Night, guys.
Sal,
Good night.
Sal, have a good night. We'll talk to you later.
Too.
And TJ, that brings us to the main event. TJ, you listening?
I'm trying to figure out how. So I placed this fucking bet today on FanDuel, and the Mets clearly won, but
What the fuck?
yeah,
Says they lost.
yeah,
Didn't they win though?
yeah. And I placed this today, and it's saying I placed it on May 17th, which was what, yesterday?
Yesterday.
Yeah, I didn't place any bets yesterday.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah. So now I
What's
get to
over?
fucking
Anyway,
deal with this shit.
we're going to our PGA picks, which are sponsored by Piper Golf. Promo code SCORE10 for 10% off your entire purchase. I don't have my Piper Golf hat today, but I do have my Piper balls. Piper Golf. TJ used them this weekend.
I did.
TJ, how are they?
They were not bad at all. I preferred the gold a little bit. I like the 4-piece construction a little closer to what I'm used to playing. But I played the black and the gold. Both of them were very well. It's funny. I filmed a little video around the green, just taking little chip shots with the black and the gold. And I actually put the black closer to the hole than I did the gold. But I just like the feel of the club face of the gold better.
Well, there you
So,
go.
I mean, maybe I'm just playing the wrong ball. Maybe I'm a little too in my own head. I think I'm better than I am.
Maybe you are. Yeah, the gold's the better one.
Yes.
But
4-piece construction, a little softer, a little more feel around the green, more spin. Felt like I could flight it a little better. We played them out on a course. But both of them actually were very good off the tee, especially with the driver. So I know Nick was playing greens. Nick is your typical weekend warrior, just wants to go out there and have fun.
Yeah.
And I said it on his video that he filmed. I never saw him hit so many fairways in my life. He was pumping that ball. So either A, he was just out of nowhere finding the center of the club face magically with zero practice, or B, those Piper greens kept the ball in play a lot better than what he typically uses. So I'm gonna go with the B because I don't think Nick magically found the club face fucking out of nowhere when he's never done it in his life.
Yeah, definitely
that
not.
consistently.
And I edited that video. We posted it on TikTok and on Twitter, and I definitely had to slow down to see how Nick hit that ball. And there's no way he found the club face.
Listen, I'm not trying to talk shit about our boy Nick, but he does not have a conventional golf swing whatsoever.
He looks like Goofy from a Goofy movie. But we only have 5 minutes left here, and we have Ryan's ad. We want to play to send this out. So TJ picks PGA Championship, Southern Hills. Tiger Woods is back. You have a really stacked field. It's another major. You have Scotty Scheffler returning looking for a second major this season. You have Jordan Spieth coming off a very almost near miss. You almost hit
that. Dude, I had him. I was riding it till the end. I'm like, oh, I'm rolling with this bet. He missed by one fucking stroke, dude. He's second place.
Yeah,
I was sitting there just waiting for it. I was like, no, I made this pick. This is my guy. I'm rolling with it.
Yeah.
I should have did the FanDuel cash out.
But we
still missed out on some cash.
Yeah, you should have cashed out at that point. But we have a redesigned course at Southern Hills. They said it's a little bit less trees, wider fairways this year.
Mm-hmm.
So it's playing a little different for certain guys. And obviously the wind here, as you'll always plays into the tournament. So you got to look out for that too. But going quickly here, picks. I might go with I don't know if this is available. I got to look at FanDuel. But Tiger Woods, I don't think Tiger Woods is going to be in contention. I don't think he's going to win or anything like that. But what I'm going to say is if this is on FanDuel, I got to look it up right now. But I'm probably going to go with either a top 25 or a top 30 finish for Tiger Woods. I feel like he won't be in the mix, but I think he'll be in enough. And anytime Tiger Woods is around.
So what would you want to do? You want to see top 20 or top 30?
Is there a top 30 on there?
There is a top 30.
I will take a top 30 on Tiger.
Top 30 Tiger Woods plus 125.
I'll take it. It's even money. I'll bet that. Put a 20 or 30 on it. I did it last week too for Scotty Scheffler. It's the same thing. And actually, it's funny. I almost bet Scotty Scheffler top 20, and I should have because he was a top 15 player last week. So that was my mistake. But TJ, what about you? What's another pick for you?
Yeah. I mean, like we're saying, absolutely stacked field. Just going over this.
Definitely stacked.
Right down the gate. So you got your favorites, John Rahm, Scotty Scheffler, both plus $1,200. Then right after that, Rory McIlroy plus $1,600, Jordan Spieth, Justin Thomas plus $1,700, and then you start dropping into the better odds, the more I would say lucrative bets that are just as likely to be in the mix coming down the stretch. Honestly, I think I'm going to go with Rory McIlroy plus 1,600. And even though Jordan Spieth just got me pretty much right near the edge of another victory this year, that would have been like 7 on the season, I think, for this podcast.
Yeah.
I think Rory McIlroy, this is his week to pull it all together. Again, Scotty Scheffler being world number 1. I'm sure I'll throw a bet in there with him in it as the winner, just because he's world number 1. John Rahm, I'm staying away from the plus 1,200. I think is a little deceiving. He has 1 win so far this season, but it was a very soft field. It was a very soft golf course, and I don't see him pulling off a major victory this week, especially not enough to bet him plus 1,200. I think his odds should be a little bit more than that. I know he's world number 2, but to be stacked up with Scotty Scheffler, who's red hot, to have the same odds is a little ridiculous. So, like I said, I'm leaning towards Rory McIlroy. Pull it all together, plus 1,600. Not a super lucrative deal, but something I'm confident with. And then as far as top 5, top 10s, I think a top 10, I'm very comfortable with going Colin Morikawa plus 140. Make a little bit of cash on that. And then something – okay. And then something a little more out there. Jason Day has been playing very well. He seems to have a little bit of an emergence. Jason Day plus 450 to be in the top 10. I actually like, just because he seems to be trending in that direction of being within that top 10, top 20. So plus 450, definitely enough to get me in there to wet my beak and try to connect with a little bit of extra cash on that one.
Yeah, I agree with you there. And this is one of mine. I think tomorrow is a pretty like star-studded groups. They have Jordan Spieth, Tiger Woods, and Rory McIlroy golfing together. Out of those three, this is gonna be my prop bet. I'm gonna take Jordan Spieth. He's plus 145. Obviously a little better than even money, but I'm gonna take him to perform best out of those three guys. I know you have Rory winning, but I'm gonna take him tomorrow for that bet. If I'm gonna pick a winner, I'm gonna go with Colin Morikawa, plus 2,200 because, like I said, I think the different redesigned course. I think it's important to be around the greens, guys who are good at chipping. I think Morikawa brings that. Another guy is also Cam Smith plus 2,100. So those are my two picks to win. Cam Smith, I always stick with Cam Smith.
Yep.
Colin Morikawa, he's very good as well. And I'm going to go top 30 Tiger Woods and Jordan Spieth to win the 3-ball tomorrow between Tiger and Rory McIlroy. If I'm going one, I'll go one more finishing position because I did do kind of it's a major. I like to bet a little bit more when it comes to a major. So I'm going to go with another top 10 pick. I'm going to go Will Zalatoris. I feel like he's kind of due here. He's, has had too solid of a year so far, but I feel like he's due here. He's one of those picks that could become pretty lucrative for you if you're looking to go to outsider there.
Absolutely. The only other bet I was looking at was leader after round one, and it's some pumped up odds. I mean, the lowest bet you have is Rory McIlroy plus 2,000, Jordan Spieth plus 2,700. That's who I'm going to take. Jordan Spieth, throw it out there. If he could finish the day even tied first, because he's leader after one, so even if he's tied first, give me a piece of that $2,700.
Yeah,
I have no problem throwing $25 on that and making some nice cash right out the gate of this tournament. Again, a major. We'll all be watching. We will be tuned in. We will be locked in, and can't help but get some money in there. In and out. Day one. Give it to me, Jordan Spieth. Leader.
I agree with you. I think he's been playing hot this year, so I think he's due for a win in a major. It would be awesome for him. It would complete his career slam. So it'd be awesome if he win the PGA
Listen,
Championship.
I don't want him to win. I just want him to win day one. And then after that, if either Scotty Scheffler or Rory McIlroy win, I'm happy.
Well, there you go.
I'm a greedy guy. I need the money.
Once again, PGA Picks sponsored by Piper.golf. Promo code
Golf.
Score10. That'll be it for us today at the Scoreboard Addicts podcast. Sorry, no Nick. He'll be back hopefully next week or whenever he returns. I don't know when he'll be back, but we're gonna have Ryan's promo play us out, and then that'll be it for us. So thank you for joining us once again for the Scoreboard Addicts podcast. We appreciate you joining us. Sorry, we didn't go too in depth. There's no Des Gen Z. No, we didn't go any the football yet or any backside stories, but we will be back with that full show. Hopefully the Rangers keep this playoff going, but if the Rangers keep picking the playoffs, we're not going to be talking about anything else besides the Rangers and New York Yankees. So that's basically it. So deal with it. That's us.
Yeah, unless I hit all my bets on the PGA, and then I'll just be talking about how I have money to throw away.
That's true. Well, TJ, it was great talking to you again.
You too there, Rook.
Love doing this with you, buddy. So we'll Ryan, here comes Ryan's promo. Peace out.
Hello, everyone. My name is Ryan McCarthy, and I'm the host of No Credentials Required. Now, I know there are a lot of podcasts out there that make you want to do this. Or this. And sometimes this. Well, this show shouldn't make you want to do any of those things. But No Credentials Required offers the best quality sports talk, interviews, fascinating sports takes, and even the occasional live stream. We offer it all. So tune in every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. on Belly Up TV, or catch episodes of the podcast wherever you podcast. No Credentials Required, where you don't need a press pass to talk sports.
Stay rock.